Doing well. Can't complain. And I kind of just started off today. It's funny. I was listening to a Kevin Hart interview last week, and he was kind of in the interview. He was kind of talking about the way he kind of handles issues and handles things. He likes to face them, head on. Don't want to run from them. So, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna ask. So, in regards to everything that happened, do I feel like I mishandled the situation? Yeah, there was a better way of going about the situation. I could have did better, and it's one of those things where you live and you learn, and that's kind of what it is. And I think it's just one of those things. It's just it's frustrating game, a frustrating situation. The game didn't go as well as we planned, and emotions get high and things of that nature. So, everybody has emotions and, you can't always act on them. So, I do, I'm man enough to admit that I handled the situation wrong and, I will do better moving forward. But like I said, we live and we learn and, um, I'm happy to move forward. So, questions?
Did you talk to Earl, and I guess what was his reaction, or how did that?
We spoke, and we iron things out like we always do, and we moving forward. We're focused on making sure we finish this season off right. We still have, a lot out there left for us, and we're excited to get back on the field.
How are you feeling physically?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week. Even to that, I know it's a lot of, you know, should I play, should I not play? I think hindsight is you can always say whether you did something right or wrong after the fact. I think you dealing with this injury for I don't know 6 weeks or whatever the case may be. Um, it felt like it did all the other weeks, and last week it didn't work out the way it had in previous weeks. So, um, again, we live, we learn. You learn a lot. Learn a lot about my body, learn a lot about my mind, and would I do the same thing over? I would because I'm a fighter. I love this team. I love this game, and I want to be out there. I want to be out there to help, and I felt like I could. So, um, it's not something that I would do differently. Um, I would just make sure I adjust my alignments a little bit more so I can make some plays.
You said you felt the same during the game that you had before that?
Before the game, I felt the same. Before the game, and during the game, there's always, in the previous weeks, there was always some point where, the pain or whatever it is, it went away. But last game, it did not. So again, we live and we learn. Uh, I want to be out there. I think anybody in our locker room, Sherm, Cam, and those guys, if they had the choice to sit out or go for it, they're gonna go for it, and that's what I did. I went for it, and I learned.
What did you feel like you were missing from your game?
Um, I just didn't feel like I had that burst, to kind of make some of the plays that I was used to making. But um, like I said, it didn't before the game it wasn't like any other game. It was it's a situation where you got to listen to your body and listen to yourself. If they've been kind of indicating that I shouldn't play for 6 weeks. If I hadn't gone out, you wouldn't get a safety, you wouldn't get 12 tackles. So you really never know what's gonna happen. You just pray. My faith is strong, and I just go for it, and I will live with the results after. But I know, if I put my best foot forward and I prepare like I know I can, it always works out for the best.
How did the decision go to make to come out of the game on the third quarter? Did you initiate the coaches say something?
The coaches did. We were kind of down by a lot at that point, so they just thought it was in my best interest to kind of just shut it down and get ready for the next week.
You mentioned
You were pretty upset when you got pulled in Jacksonville. What was I guess, why were you so upset, and what was the conversation like that led to that?
In that moment, I think it was just kind of being frustrated, dealing with the same injury that you've been dealing with for a long time, and it's an injury that comes and goes, and you never know when it's gonna hit you. And I think in that moment, even on the sideline, it wasn't really, um, there wasn't no, it was just passion. You know what I mean? It was me, just wanting to be out there, for my guys, wanting to play with them and understanding the situation, and in that given moment, I'm a very, very positive guy. I just didn't want any negativity at that moment. But it's you put so much into this game, you put so much time and effort and dedication into this game, and it takes a toll on you. And like I said, I would do the same things all over again.
You mentioned you wish you'd gotten aligned better a couple of times. Has not practicing impacted that kind of stuff?
I can't really say because I'm a guy who, I take pride in watching film. I constantly watch film, so, I'm seeing everything. I do like to practice. I feel like practice. You get out there and you're able to, kind of, mess with how you're gonna play certain things during the game. So, not being able to get out there and do that, is certain things. But, we're professionals, and whether I'm out there or not, I have a job to do. And, I will never make an excuse if I don't get that job done.
Strange being out there without KJ for the first half last week, and what's it like having him back out there now?
Say it again?
Was it strange being out there without KJ last week?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is, the dude you've been playing with for 6 years. Like you said, he kind of knows me like the back of my hand. So, it's kind of just, furthering the thing that we've kind of been dealing with, everybody, trying to relearn everybody. So it's just another, person that you had to kind of, endure without. And, you have to, especially not being able to practice and being able to get like some of those verbal communications down. That's probably where, practicing would have helped, getting those communications and stuff down. So, again, it's learning, and I love learning, so we're good.
That familiarity you're talking about, how does that show up in a game when you have it versus when you don't have it?
In what sense?
The familiarity with another linebacker like KJ.
You just, with him, it's you have, been playing with him for so long, you understand the body language. I can look to my right or look to my left wherever he's at. I can see, okay, he sees something. I probably know what he's thinking, given, the film that we watched during the week. So I'm like, okay, he's about to take a chance. And that's certain things that you know versus, not knowing. There was a particular play, during the game where I, recognized the trap. And KJ probably would have read my body language the way I seen it, like, oh, he sees something. Like, let me figure out, what it was that, we watched during the film. But that's kind of, the things like that. It's just, when you've been around for somebody for so long and understand the way they mind thinks and the way their body kind of moves out there, it does help you play a little faster.
You guys take a lot of pride in the run defense. Just after these last couple games, how important is getting that cleaned up against Ezekiel Elliott?
It's very important. Like you said, the first thing we want to do is stop the run, and we haven't been doing that. But I feel it's a mindset. It's a a situation where we've been down this road before, and all it takes is focus and everybody doing their job to get back on the right track. And I feel like everybody is there, and we just got to go out there and execute it. He wants to come out. They're gonna try to handle the ball a lot, and we're looking forward to it.
You guys had two emotionally intense games with Philly and then Jacksonville. Was it the same with the Rams, or was there an edge lost?
What do you mean?
Well, just the emotional intensity of the previous two games. Did you guys match it with going into the LA game?
How do you feel? Did we did?
It looked like it was a little less.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. What you got?
When it comes to the voices and the leaders in the locker room, what's the role this week trying to get back on track after a couple of tough losses?
I just think we gotta, focus on, what we can control. We can't, look ahead. We can't look, at all these different, things that have nothing to do with, the game that's coming up. So I think our focus is making sure we go out there and we play like we're capable of playing, and we get that, nasty taste out of our mouth.
You mentioned them going to be handing the ball off a lot with Zeke coming back. What just do you see from him, and what challenges does that present with him? That they want to get him going.
He's a very talented runner. So I think having a strong running game like that not only helps him, it helps Dak. And we have to try to make them one-dimensional. Don't let them get the running game started, and then they open up the passing game, and boots come and all those different things. So we have to focus on one task at a time, but stopping the run is a huge priority.
How does he compare to Gurley as a runner?
I don't know. There's different styles. I think. I mean, they both like to jump over people. So from that aspect, there's a lot of similarities. But I think it's just the mindset, and it's kind of hard to say not having as much film on Ezekiel, but they're both equally oppressive in their own way, and it's going to be a fun matchup.
How much are you hoping to practice this week?
I am, hoping to get out there. So that is my plan. My plan is to get out there and practice, if not today, tomorrow, Friday, see how it feels, and then, take it one day at a time.
Of course, it's a team game, but do you think Gurley goes for 100 plus and Fournette goes for 100 if you're, as you normally are, and you're fully capable?
That's hard to say. You never know. You never know. You would want to say that, if you were healthy, you could, affect the game positively, but there's no way to know that.
Do you think it's still going to be like a game time decision for you, though? I mean, if you make it through practice this week, or?
I really don't know. It's trainers. I still got to go out there and run. Still got to go out there and pass. Certain things, but I will know. After practices and stuff. So.
Pro Bowl for a fourth straight year.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a huge honor. I don't take these things lightly. I understand that not everybody is fortunate to have this honor. So I thank my teammates, thank my coaches, thank the training staff for helping me make it to each week. And so it's definitely a blessing. I appreciate it. It's always every Pro Bowl is special in its own way, and this one is equally.
What have you seen from Dak in his sophomore year?
He has a lot more confidence, a lot more control of the huddle, a lot more control of the game. He tries to manage the game well. It's kind of been, hard a little bit, when you don't have your running back there. But, I feel like he's doing a great job, and it's going to be fun playing against him.
Anything else? Thanks, Bobby.
Appreciate it, guys.